Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Spooky Sunday video. I'm not sure if I like how I look today. My hair was greasy and I kind of didn't want to wash it, so I just shoved it in a half up, half down situation. I don't know, are we feeling it or do we hate it? Let me know. But I am gonna look like this for a few videos because today is another pre-filming day, so I'm pre-filming loads of videos for you today. Again, if I look very similar in the next few videos, that is why. But in today's video we are going to be reacting to creepy Uber experiences. I thought there would be so many more stories on this, to be honest, or videos of people telling their story times, but when I was looking on TikTok I found it quite difficult to find many story times. I did find a few Uber drivers who had creepy experiences with passengers as well, and I think I found one video where she'd caught the guy being weird on camera, so we're just going to take a look at them today. Let me know if you want me to go onto Reddit and I can find some creepy Uber story times on there that I can read for you, because I feel like there would be loads on Reddit, so let me know if you want to see that and I can go on there and find some for you. But without further ado, let's get on into today's video and I hope you all like it. Okay, so just jumping straight in with the first video, we have this one.
No, you stay in my car.
No, I didn't stay in your car.
Why?
Because I don't want to stay in your car.
No, because you don't want to go back to sleep then. You don't want to go back to home then. You will work with me until 5 and then
Oh, I go home.
no, you will work with me until 5.
No, I go home.
There you go.
So that's the first one. So that is a girl in a Uber and she's like filming. It sounds like the UK from her accent, so I think she's from the UK, so this must have been a UK Uber. If I was in an Uber and someone was saying that to me, I would freak the fuck out. I don't know if I would film. I feel like I would be too scared to film, but I also don't know what I would do, whether I would freeze. My fight or flight would definitely kick in. He probably either thought he was being nice, making conversation, and thought she'd find it funny, or he was being genuinely serious and was going to try and keep her in his car until 5, and all she wanted to do was go home. There was a part in the start as well where she was like, no, I want to go home, and it sounds like she was crying, and when I first watched it I thought she was, but I think she was just doing like a tired voice, so she's like, oh no, I want to go home. But I genuinely thought she was crying, and then I felt like really bad for her because I just thought, imagine being in that situation on your own. It's not good. Is there any way to make Uber safer, or taxis in general? Because say if you're on a night out, usually you ring an Uber to get home safe or a taxi to get home safe, but like, what are we supposed to do when the Ubers and the taxis aren't safe? I don't know. I would just, there's got to be a way to make them safer. Okay, this is the next one.
Story time! One day I missed the bus to work when I was living in Florida, so I had to order an Uber. So when the Uber came, I could tell straight away that this guy was an absolute creep. So I hopped into the back of the car and he was like, oh my God, why aren't you sitting in the front? And I was like, because I want to sit in the back. But anyway, he was just asking me so many personal questions. He was like, oh, did I just pick you up from your home there? So he obviously knew where I lived. And he was telling me I looked really cute, even though I was wearing a fucking suit, because that's my work uniform, so it wasn't cute. And he was just being really creepy, and like he kept looking at me through the mirror. So when I got to work anyway, I was like, that's fine, right? But when you order an Uber, your number is saved to their phone. So I got a string of texts. I really want to take you on a date. You're so cute. I know where you live. I know where you work. Like all these weird texts. Bearing in mind, this guy was like 50. I was so creeped out. So I had to like block his number from my phone, and I was actually so scared to take an Uber on my own again.
Okay, so that's that one. I don't like it. But again, I feel like some men, not all men, some men give you unwanted attention, and I feel like sometimes they think that they're doing something good. Like, it's like those people that catcall you. I always think, do they actually think that we'd like that? Why do people catcall? Like, it makes no sense to me, because you can literally go on TikTok within 2 seconds and see people saying, I don't like being catcalled, no one likes being catcalled, can you stop doing it? But it still happens. And I just think it's the same thing with men giving you unwanted attention. They think they're doing something. And also, is this guy allowed to text her? Like, imagine putting your phone number in an app so you can get an Uber, and then they take your phone number and then proceed to message you because they think that that's the right thing to do. I don't get it. Like I said, I don't think it's all men. I know so many men that aren't weirdos, but some of them are weird. I just want to know why they think that it's all right to do that. Odd to me, honestly, weird. This next one is a Uber driver who had a scary experience with a customer.
All right, creepy Uber story, one of several. This was probably the creepiest. So I picked up this guy. He was wearing all black shoes, black pants, black shirt, and his face was it was like a black hoodie. His face was completely covered. The strings was pulled tight so you can only see parts of his face, his eyes a little bit. So I get in, he gets in, I say, hey, how you doing? I'm an Uber driver, being super nice. Nothing. So I go, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Nothing. Get about 15 minutes into the trip. You cold? You okay? You need the AC? Silence. Nothing. Just sitting there. Creepy, right? I could see him in the rear view. So about 5 minutes to the end of the trip, I say, okay, well, we're almost here. Maybe you can help me out with the house. Nothing. Quiet. I said, okay, cool. I'll just drop you where it says. Quiet. Get out to a middle of a freaking field, right? Drops him off on this road. Was not paved. It was a hard packed road, but it wasn't a paved road. So no bumps. It looks like it was graded or something. So drop him off out in the middle of this field. There's one street light in this whole freaking place. Get out there. I say, okay, well, it says drop you here. Nothing. Gets out. Later on, I see that he gave me a 5-star review and $5 tip. Sweet. I'm good. But when I dropped this guy off, it was probably maybe 30, 40 feet from the street light. It's a bright street light. And I go about 10 seconds. I look in the rear view and look in the side. Nothing. I don't see the guy. Nowhere. Get out of the car like a dumbass. Get out of the car. I look around. I'm looking. I'm scanning. Nothing. Nothing. This guy is nowhere to be found. In the middle of this trip, you know what? It wasn't a long night, but I could have swore I saw red eyes. I could have swore the guy had just barely, I could see some sort of a red tint or something in the eyes. I don't know. That was the creepiest, and I'm still creeped out by it, and I probably won't go there to pick it up if I ever see that. I'll cancel the frickin' ride. But that was the creepiest, and I'd love to hear you guys' Uber stories. That'd be awesome.
Before we get into it, I just want to say I really like him. I really like him. I feel like I would feel really safe in a car with him if he picked me up on a night out. If he picked me up on a night out and I was drunk and I just wanted to get home and I couldn't even speak, I would feel safe with him. Does anyone else get that vibe? I don't know. I just really like him. Anyway, can you imagine? This is what I mean sometimes, because I drive, right? And sometimes there's been times where I've thought I could earn some extra money, maybe do an Uber, but then actually no, I don't think I can, because I think you have to have a certain amount of years driving experience, don't you? But even just food delivery, also thought about that before in my life, but it scares me in case you get strange customers. If I was delivering food, I would have to take someone with me on my shifts, because I genuinely feel like I would feel unsafe dropping food off, because you just never know like the houses that you're going to, and you hear these crazy stories. Oh, video idea. I could do people who deliver food and their scary experiences. Let me know if you want to see that. I feel like that would be really interesting. Let me write that in my notes before I forget. Creepy food delivery experiences. This is why I love doing these, because it just gives me more video ideas. Anyway, let me know if you want to see that. But I feel like that, and also being an Uber driver or a taxi driver, would just scare me. Not that everybody that you get is going to be weird. You're going to get literally normal customers probably 99% of the time, but that 1% where you can get someone weird puts me off, scares me too much. Fair play to that guy, like he pretty much stayed professional, carried on asking him if he was alright, gave good service. I'm glad he got a 5-star review and a $5 tip, sorry, not pound, dollar, because he deserves it, and I really like him, and I would genuinely feel safe with him in a car. Okay, here is the next one.
This is the scary story about the Uber. There was a woman who hated Ubers, but one night she decided to take one. So she called an Uber and waited a couple minutes. When the Uber arrived, the woman realized that the car was very beat up and looked nothing like it did in the picture, but she ignored this and got in anyway. Everything was fine for the first 10 minutes. The driver and her were talking and laughing, but suddenly the woman realized the car did not have an Uber sticker on the front of the windshield. The woman then said, "Can you pull over please? I don't feel so good." The driver then said, "I was hoping this would be easy, but I guess not." The driver then slammed on the brakes and began grabbing and hitting the woman. The woman got out of his grip for a second and opened the car door and ran out. The man then started to chase her, but there was too many cars driving by, so he stopped and got back in his car. To this day, the woman has no idea how she survived or who the man was, and when she was asked about the experience, she said never use Uber.
That's another thing. I hear a lot of the time people getting in Ubers that aren't their Uber. And I don't know if I've had that experience before or if I've dreamed it. Like, have you ever thought that you've gone through something, but then you don't know if you dreamt it? Because I swear I used to go to Bristol. I used to see a guy that lived in Bristol. And I swear there was a time where I got in the wrong car and it was only a split second. I'd never really used Uber before because back then, like, Uber was only in the cities, and obviously I was in the city and where I lived wasn't a city. So I was still figuring out how to use Uber, and I feel like I did get in the wrong car like once and it was just a split second, but I don't know if that happened or if I dreamed it. Is that normal? Because I don't know if it's normal, but I hear it so much, and if I did experience it myself, then I've experienced it too, where people just get into the wrong car. I don't know, but that's another scary part of Uber.
Girls, tell me about a time where your quick thinking probably saved your life. I'll go first.
Okay, so once I had been out drinking at a bar, and when I was ready to leave, I called an Uber. And so when the Uber arrived, I was alone, and so I got in the back seat of the Uber. I always do that when I'm alone. That's just my preference. And so when I got in the back seat of this Uber, it was like a Jeep, and I noticed there were no seatbelts in the back seat. Like, I went to reach for a seatbelt and they had all been cut out. And I thought that was so strange, so I mentioned to the driver, I said, there's no seatbelts back here, whatever. And the driver was like, oh, you can come sit in the front. There's a seatbelt in the front. You can come get in the front with me. I was immediately sketched out, and I was just like, no, thank you. And I got out of the car as quick as possible, and I canceled my Uber, and honestly, I was just worried I was about to be made like a victim of human trafficking or like kidnapped or something. I don't know. It was really scary though. And then my little brother came and got me.
How weird is that? Why the hell did this Uber have no seatbelts? Who cuts out seatbelts? What if you pick up a family and the kids sit in the back? Why is there no seatbelts? That gives me bad vibes. I feel like, yeah, but will Uber know if it was just you on your own? Because I was going to say maybe he just picks people up that are on their own. But I don't know if there's an option to know that. That just gives me weird, like, serial killer vibes. No seatbelts. Like, cut out seatbelts, and you're an Uber driver and you've got to be obviously safe. I don't know how to explain that one, but I just found it really interesting, so I had to share it with you because I need you to be as confused as I am. Or maybe you have an idea of why he would cut out his seatbelts and you can enlighten me because I am confused. But that's it for today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to smash a massive thumbs up and remember to subscribe. And until next time, I will see you all soon. Peace.